It is the most anticipated part of the format, the end of the format. And now it is time for a Banlist prediction video. But first, I have to give a quick plug to the Semi-Limited podcast for having me on their podcast earlier this week. And honestly, definitely go check it out with the link down below. But it's time for the Banlist prediction video. Now we're going to be starting with that limited section, and it's actually going to be not one, but two cards, and that is none other than Redox, Dragon Ruler of Boulder, as well as Tidal, Dragon Ruler of Waterfalls. Now, if you've been keeping up with the Master Duel meta, you will know that both Redox and Tidal did just go to 1, and a lot of players are excited to see if they will make a splash in the meta at all. But all the Dragon Rulers were banned for quite some time in the TCG since they reigned supreme in the format, but it is time to see all of them go to 1 in the TCG. Next up on the limited list is Runic Tip, and that is because Runic has actually been seeing a lot of tops as well as wins in events around the TCG, and that is because not only do they have that nice deck out playstyle and a bunch of floodgates they can put in the deck, but their consistency is actually insane. Now, a lot of players want to see the fountain hit or banned altogether, but I do believe that the Runic deck does really need to keep the two fountains kind of floating around just so they can keep in the metagame, and putting Tip to 1 would definitely be the card that hits the consistency without killing the deck altogether. So Tip to 1 is something I could definitely see in the TCG, and insert the tip joke right here. Next up is our semi-limited list, and the first card on the list, and honestly one a lot of players would be excited about, is Dimension Shifter. Now, Dimension Shifter has actually been plaguing the format for quite some time if you are playing a graveyard variant, but honestly, Dimension Shifter being around since 2019, it has been quite some time, and I do believe we're finally going to be seeing it put onto the list to 2. After that, on the semi-limited list is Kashtira Fenrir. And now, Fenrir has actually just been a staple in many decks since it has been released in the TCG. Even before the Kashtira had all the support, players were still finding ways to put it in their deck. And putting it to 2 allows players to still tech it. It allows it to still be a consistent main boss monster in the Kashtira deck if you so choose to play it, but it makes it where you won't see it in all the opening hands if you play the 3. It just kind of cuts the consistency down a little bit, so it is just there a little less often. And last on the semi-limited list is Fluunderies and the Magnificent Map. And honestly, I am pretty sure we're going to be seeing a hit 2 Flu. Flu has been keeping pace with the meta because it is a very good anti-meta deck, and honestly, you just keep seeing them top events, okay? Like, Flu always makes it into events. Somehow, some way, you're going to see them there. They're going to make it pretty high up, and the main reason for that is because they can just keep normal summoning during your turn. Putting the map to 2 doesn't kill the deck, but it definitely does cut down some of the consistency rate. And now it is time for the unlimited list, and these are cards that are going to be going to 3. And the first card on today's unlimited list is Reasoning. And now, if you've been keeping up with our other videos or the last top 10 cards to be picking up for 2024, then you will know that Infernoids getting support in Terminal World, and I do believe Reasoning going to 3 will be coming down the pipeline to give support to the Infernoid archetype, okay? They definitely need it. Without Reasoning or Monster Gate at 3 in the TCG, and we definitely don't have Grass is Greener, it is definitely going to be a hard time for Infernoids to keep up pace with the current metagame if those cards remain completely restricted on the list. So to follow suit with Reasoning to 3 is Monster Gate to 3. And now a lot of people are probably like, man, you're crazy. And I am. But honestly, again, you see 3 of those, 3 of the Reasonings, and you even have Grass is Greener over in the OCG, and still Infernoids are just kind of scraping into those top cuts, okay? Given all the fire support we see, it still isn't going to be helping Infernoids out unless we see Reasoning as well as Monster Gate come off the list in the TCG. Now next on the unlimited list is Mind Control, and again, another card I've been kind of preaching about for quite some time. Mind Control is an amazing going second card. Some players are finally realizing it and utilizing it in their sideboards, but again, mind control to 3 sounds a little crazy. I don't think it would be as drastic as players think, given that we even see Change of Heart being illegal. We see 3 triple tactics talent, which is just honestly a better card than mind control, but honestly, mind control 2-3 in the TCG is something I would love to see, and it would benefit going second players greatly. And now last on the unlimited list is Astrograph Sorcerer. And again, that might be a little crazy to some people, but pendulums have been suffering for quite some time, and Astrograph just kind of meshes well with that Age of Overlord kind of sorcerer Zark support that they've been releasing in both TCG and OCG. So Astrograph going to 3 would be some love in the Zark direction, in the pendulum direction, but honestly, I don't think it would actually see anything being broken in the TCG going past 1. And guys, that is the Banlist prediction video leading into 2024. If I missed anything, or if you think there's going to be something on the list, like maybe they'll hit Unchained, maybe they'll put a Ruha to 1 or something like that, do comment that down below. We want to see what the players do think in the video, see if I missed anything. If you got anything from the video or do keep finding your way back, do hit that subscribe button. Our numbers have been going up and we greatly appreciate it. And again, do check out the semi-limited podcast that had me on earlier this week. Link is down below, and honestly, they're doing a lot of great things for the community, and honestly, overall, just really positive vibes. So it's great to go check them out and give them some support. As always, we're gonna have some videos flying up, but most importantly, stay safe, have yourselves a good night, and suck it, nerds.